What's good, YouTube? It's Torrance. This week we're going to talk about how to improve your film portrait photography. But first things first, I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers because we know film ain't never going to die. But if you've been liking and enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I release videos weekly. All right, let's get into today's topic. We all envy the greats. You know, whoever your photographer or painter, whoever it is, we all envy these folks because they made it. They made it in the galleries. They made it to the front covers of magazines. And we just really want just a small little smidget of those accolades. But sometimes we really don't have a plan. We don't have anything set up. And what I mean by that plan is we're not inspired, or we don't have an end result that we want to reach in our photo shoots. For me, that end result is very important, because if not, you're showing up to a shoot with your camera and you're winging it. And you can't wing it. You gotta know. The pros, at the end of the day, they know exactly what they're trying to achieve. And the way that I basically make sure I know exactly what I want to achieve is I create a mood board. I create mood boards because they're a roadmap. They're a roadmap and they tell me exactly where I'm starting at and where I want to finish. It tells me the type of model I want to get, the type of location I'm aiming to get, the clothing, all that stuff. I'm not trying to mimic it exactly, but I'm trying to be within that ballpark so that at the end I get this end result that I really, really want. Since we're talking about the roadmap, let's just say we start at the mood board, and the next step or the next pit stop will be our location and our lighting. And I put these two in a grouping together, not just because they both start with an L. That was part of it. You got me. But because they do play off of each other. The location can really tell your story, and the lighting can say whether it's going to be dramatic or it's going to be happy or, you know, sad or anywhere in between. So let's while we're at this pit stop, let's talk about location. Location is important. You can decide to either be in a studio or actually on a location. Me personally, I prefer to be on a location for my portraiture. Some of my favorite portraits are done on location. And if you look at some of your favorite portrait work, unless they're mainly a studio photographer, it's done on location. Nothing against studio work, I enjoy it. I feel like I just get way, way more of a story when I'm on a certain location. And then once I sprinkle lighting on top of that, whether it's dramatic, whether it's a mono light, or whether it's, you know, high key lighting, which looks like this, or low key lighting, which looks more like this, it's gonna tell your story. So you really wanna think about location and lighting once you're done with that mood board. Now we're gonna think about composition. Composition is one of those things that you always wanna think about. You know, when you're making your mood board and all that stuff, you're thinking about it, but you're really gonna think about it when you get on set, because you're gonna basically be able to see your model in place, the styling in place, and you're gonna be able to look at your viewfinder. For me, it's you know, I gotta look down waist level. And you're gonna be able to see, okay, well, where am I gonna place this model in this scene? And it's not hard. And sometimes you don't even have to look in the viewfinder to do it. You gotta look up, look around. I'm gonna put the model right there because guess what? There's gonna be mountains in the background and this little desert landscape here. Or, you know, like in this shot here, I wanted her on this column. Put the model on this column and I want these trees right here to the left. So you wanna think about composition. You wanna think about different composition styles. So let's just think about just a few things like, you know, using the rule of thirds or using negative space. Magazines love to use negative space. So just think about these things when you're composing a shot. And then guess what? Let's just say after you do all these things I'm telling you about, do the mood board, you figure out the proper location, you figure out the type of lighting you want. You feel like, man, I still need to do something better. And that something else may be your own personal style. That's what all the greats had. All the greats were able to put their thumbprint on all of their work. And you can look at it, you can say, you know what? that's that person's work. This is that person's work. You have to find your style. And the best way to find your style is to practice. I didn't find my style until maybe almost 6 months after me continually practicing, trying different things, trying different lightings, seeing how I like it, shooting with different models, shooting at different locations, studio in on location, using different types of lenses. All sorts of things can contribute to your style, but you won't figure it out until you practice. And I say practice, practice, practice. Practice 3 times as hard as you play. So you should be practicing more than you're actually performing, you know, with shooting for like a paid gig or shooting for that editorial spot that you want in that magazine or for that art gallery. You should be doing practice shoots way more often than you're doing that stuff until you find your style. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. You know, just doing just a little film talk. You know, it's not as light and as funny as the other videos, but I just really want to get back to helping you guys become better photographers based off of my experience. So like I said before, man, if you like the video, subscribe. I'm gonna have more coming weekly. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.